The Odin Runes Mysteries, Tombs of the Fallen and the World Hunt Festival will all be arriving next week thanks to the roadmap released from Ubisoft, which is great because we actually have a bit of a heads up on what's in store for us going into the end of the year. But let's actually focus on next week and what we're actually going to be getting in this update, because a roadmap doesn't actually tell us too much, to be fair. So let's first start off with some Tombs of the Fallen info, and then we'll go over the new armor set that Ped has found called the Fallen Hero armor set, and then we'll talk about this Katana sword, because it does look like this Tomb of the Fallen questline is going to be a potential lead on from the mastery challenges, which will include uncovering the mysterious Odin runes that are actually carved into the rocks around Valhalla. We've actually got 6 in England and 3 in Ireland, and former narrative director Darby McDevitt did confirm that they do indeed actually have a purpose, but we got to be patient, and he actually said that back in January, by the way, and we've been pretty patient for a full calendar year, so I think the wait is almost over. And I also should mention that lots of this info has been found directly in the game files by Ped, so just in case, very swift spoiler alert here, folks. This info is very much subject to change and it's very speculative, but Ped has also been consistently right over the whole year, so do bear that in mind as well. Now, I just mentioned that there are 6 Odin Rune locations in England, and that seems to line up really nicely with what Ped has found in regard to the 6 locations that are attributed to this Tomb of the Fallen questline and Odin runes. And he's actually already found the Tomb of the Fallen icon in the game files, and he also found the Mastery Challenges game icon a week before its release as well. So do expect to see this popping up on your map come Tuesday. Now, we've already discussed 3 tomb locations found by Ped in this video on your screen, by the way, and I'm also going to pop that up at the end of this video so you can give it a quick watch if you haven't already, as a lot of the information that we discuss here leads on from that video there. But I'm going to go ahead and whip up another map that I've actually made for you here, and you lot know I do love making maps. But let's go ahead and place the first tomb on the map, and that's Boudica's tomb, and she actually belonged to a Briton clan in East Anglia, and we actually have an Odin rune there, so that's a best guesstimations on where perhaps this Boudica tomb may be. Secondly, we have the Manius' sanctum, and Manius was the Roman engineer who was actually appointed by Emperor Nero to create the traps in the tombs, which we actually did discuss in that previous video, and his workshop is noted in the game files as being in Grantebridgeshire, which of course we also have another rune in Grantebridgeshire, which is directly opposite Ravensthorpe on the cliff. So it looks like this questline may actually start here, and the reason I say that is not just because it's close to Ravensthorpe and all these kind of title updates have begun there, but because Ped has found a reference here in the game files which states around England and across the river from Ravensthorpe, strange markings have actually appeared on certain stones. Could boulders that seem to be mere illusions be hiding some sort of secrets of the ancients? And I definitely think that's where we're going to be starting. In fact, I want to give a shout out to the elf on our Discord community who also took the Ubisoft roadmap picture of this event teaser and actually put it side by side next to the location of the Odin's rune opposite Ravensthorpe, the one we were just chatting about. And would you look at that? It looks bang on to me. Great work, dude. Now, thirdly, we have the Venutius tomb noted in the game files has been found in Yorkshire or Yorkshire, where we also have another Odin rune located there. So we're going to pop our icon there as well. And number 4, and that is Cassivellanus' tomb, which is also said to be found in Shropshire. And surprise, surprise, we've got another Odin runes there as well. So let's pop another icon there. So all in all, that's 4 in total, but we've still got 2 left in England. We've actually got one on the south coast near Brimstone Monastery in Sussex, which I actually believe will be involved in a future questline involving Rollo, which we also discussed in this video, by the way. I'm not intentionally redirecting you to other videos, but there is a lot of information which kind of links into there, so I will also chuck that video as a link at the end of this one if you want to know more about that. And for our 6th and final Odin rune in England, it's located in Hamptonshire or Hampshire to the west of the map. Now, Ped has found 2 more tombs noted in the game files here, and they're called the Caratakis and the Togodumnus tombs, where we'll find artifacts hidden within them. And it's not specified which location each one is at the moment, but I'm pretty sure these are going to be our last 2 tombs, and it kind of supports this fallen hero questline, as both of these men were brothers who actually resisted the Roman occupation and used guerrilla tactics against the invading Roman force of Britannia. Now, all of the tombs that we've mentioned actually seem to house famous Britons who did fight against the Romans, and I think we experience visions of these historic figures and get a bit of a background on who they were and what they did. And of course, we experience these visions as we progress through their tombs by dodging booby traps laid by Manius on the orders of Emperor Nero to prevent Britons from arriving at the tombs at the time period and paying their respects and instigating rebellious thought and ideas and sharing dialogue with one another. In fact, Manius states that all the tombs are now protected by my contraptions, so I think we're in for a bit of a Indiana Jones title update here, most likely a Mastery Challenge 2.0 kind of theme where we'll have to navigate these puzzle kind of tombs, and let's actually hope that the parkour mechanics are up up to scratch. But before we do actually tuck into this new armor, weapons and achievements, if you have actually found any value in the video so far, a very swift like down below would be very kind. It genuinely takes a lot of time to whip up these videos for you, and it's definitely the best way to show you support, so thank you very much. Now achievements, there's been a few that have been added to the PS4 network. Still no idea why this happens a week before every single title update, but I'm not complaining. But a big thanks to Kev for sending these across to me in our Discord, and everybody else who actually sent me the achievement photos. And these do confirm what Peder has already found surrounding the Tombs of the Fallen, and that being the Spelunker achievement, which is actually completing one of these tombs. And we also have the Asir Spelunker achievement that Peder found in the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC game files. So it's interesting to see that already referenced here with the DLC not being announced. I think it's encouraging to see. But we've also got the second achievement in the Tombs of the Fallen here called the Cryptologist, where we actually need to complete 3 tombs, which has also been added to the PS4 network. And this is the thing, I reckon we'll probably get 3 tombs in this update, and then we'll get another 3 tombs to complete in another update, and then we'll get the final 3 tombs in England in a final title update, perhaps involving Rollo or Cassandra, which we've discussed previously in another video. And there's also no mention in the game files or any sort of tombs associated with the Irish Odin runes yet, so I think we're going to have to be a little bit more patient for a full answer on these. And I'd actually be really surprised if we do pick up all 6 English tombs in this update alongside the Wild Hunt Festival, which also has its own content. And if you do want to know what's actually coming in that Oskoreia Festival, we have made a full breakdown in this video. And I know I keep sharing videos, but it's really important to me not to waste your time, so do go check that out so I just don't repeat myself in this video. But let's talk about this new armor set, because it looks like we're going to be picking up the Fallen Hero outfit here. And a big shout out to Shoegazer on our community Discord who actually made this connection, because Peder found this armor set referenced months ago but thought it was actually part of the Wild Hunt Festival. It was labelled as the TOF armor set, but after he found the Tombs of the Fallen game file name, it kind of makes more sense that this armor set is actually associated with that. We don't have any visuals at the moment unless you count the picture Ubisoft have provided us with in that roadmap release, and I can't actually make out too much from it, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's brand new or perhaps just a new reskin. You're going to have to let me know what you think down below. I'm rubbish at kind of identifying reskin armor sets, but what we do have is some interesting descriptions courtesy of Peder regarding this armor set, and I'm actually going to put it all on your screen right now, so you can either pause it, take a look, take a screenshot. But I just want to bring your attention to one description here, because it says that the armor was made by advanced methods that simply could not have been known in the Roman era. So I initially thought we'd be picking up some sort of Valhalla Isu armor set here as a reward for finishing these tombs or mastery challenges 2.0, but after looking at that roadmap picture, I'm just not so sure. But that armor set aside, let's talk about this Katana sword, because this is all thanks to Ibsarp in our awesome Discord community, who's actually located this himself in the game files, and we've actually got the visual model of it thanks to him, but we don't have any stats at the moment. Now Peder actually thinks that these katanas may actually be a part of the Golden Sun weapons pack, which have actually been named in the game files, similar to the green dwarven made weapons we picked up recently in the Helix store. And I'm not exactly sure how they'd actually thread a katana sword into the story, so this Helix pack weapon idea does seem more likely, to be honest, especially as this Golden Sun pack contains a hammer, a spear, a bow and this katana sword. So I'd expect a Ghost of Tsushima Valhalla weapon pack in the future here, folks, and with every title update there's a lot of new stuff added to the game files, so if you would like to know what's to come, do consider clicking the notification bell so you can find your way back to the channel easily. I'm sure we'll have a lot more info for you next week. And before I do pop those videos I mentioned earlier on in the video on your screen, if you haven't already, do swing by and come meet some awesome people in our Discord community. We've got nearly 700 members here, and it would be fantastic to see you in the lobby. Also, big congrats to Crazy Bernie for winning our weekly photo mode competition that we have every Sunday, and huge thanks again to Peder and Ibsarp for another top shift. Thanks dudes, loving your work, looking forward to more. And I think that's going to do it for me on this one, folks. Very much looking forward to catching you in the next video, and as usual, coffee's on me.